That's a good start.
Taylor, if, if I just felt like you were a little bit, more animated throughout that game at times, but particularly late in the third. Okay, there we go. Particularly late in the third quarter, when John Morant, gets that hard foul on him, you're talking to the refs. Just what was your whole thoughts on that sequence?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was a dangerous play. I thought, obviously the refs reviewed it and thought it made the correct call. I mean, Ja vulnerable in the air, and you watch the tape. I think it speaks for itself. But you always got to protect your teammates. You got to protect your players, and especially in a moment like that, obviously I'm going to get animated. But I thought, great respect between myself and the officials to navigate that and all that stuff. They knew the force I was coming with to protect my guy, and I thought they went through the appropriate protocols and got the call absolutely right.
Speaking of tape, I believe there's tape out there of you being very aggressive, holding your players back on the bench. I saw it happen. It happened again. Is that something that just comes naturally for you at this point?
Yeah, naturally. I mean, I've been doing it for years, dating back to when I was in the D League, and as a head coach, obviously have a lot in your brain, and when a moment like that happens, it clicks in. It's just just natural instinct to make sure you're protecting players on the floor and players that are off the floor as well.
Taylor, tonight y'all scored 135 points and only hit 9 threes. I mean, that's something that not a lot of teams in the modern NBA do. But what does it say about the level of execution of just getting into the paint and just creating defensive havoc for a transition offense?
Yeah, I mean, I thought tonight our activity was phenomenal. Creating steals, being in passing lanes. Our rotations are great, knowing that the Clippers are a high volume 3-point shooting team. And when they're driving kick, you got to be, taking those outlet passes to the corners or to the wings. But then, as we always say, our MO is to just get into the paint and, create our offense through there, whether it's in transition, getting out on the fast break. We've had success, all season doing that. But on the half court, obviously, Ja getting into the paint creates, problems for teams. And, I've said I'll take, I don't know what we scored, 78 points in the paint. I'll take that every single night if it means we're only going to make, 9 threes. But luckily we got to the free throw line because of the force we play with. It's a lot of times, by, attacking the paint, and got 20 free throws there, and, scoring 135 points. I think this has been back-to-back games. It's obviously impressive, with how our guys just keep playing to our standard every single night.
Hey, Taylor, I know everyone's going to look at 135 points, but this is the second game in a row that you took the life out of the other team defensively. How good defensively, consistently have the team been, to do that, to take the life away from you?
Yeah, we just keep talking about, the energy we got to continue to have every single night, the edge you got to have every single night, home, away, doesn't matter. Obviously this team's been playing really good basketball, and, we wanted to come in here and make sure we played to our standards. So we knew we were going to get a good fight. Obviously Powell comes out early in the game, plays really well. But I thought, our starters did a great job. I thought our bench did a really good job. I mean, obviously scoring, defensive activity, wish we'd probably even gotten more guys opportunities tonight, but some guys are out. Keelan's with some soreness, Santi with soreness, X right before the game had some quad soreness in his pregame workout. So, but with the 11 guys that played, I thought they were brilliant with the defensive activity.
Jaren Jackson Jr., pretty much most nights he has a mismatch with size at the 4, but tonight, I mean, he was, very aggressive. He got put back dunks. What did you notice specifically about what he did tonight that can probably be applied, going forward? Yeah,
I mean, I thought he'd play with great force, great activity. It's something that we keep challenging him, to continue to be aggressive on the boards offensively and defensively. I thought he just was relentless getting 50-50 balls. I mean, there was some couple sequences there, and one transition. We played a great pace. We missed a wide open 3. He goes in and, collects a big rebound. He's swooping in from the corner to, tip a ball out. And, I think we ended up with 21 offensive rebounds. He was a huge piece of that. So when he plays with that aggressiveness, and accepts that challenge, it pays off, substantially for us and for him.
Within his role, play so well. A guy takes 4 shots, but battles for you on the glass every single night. It may not be the most glorious position, but feels like he's doing a good job.
Yeah, I think Steve-O's doing a heck of a job. The line I always use, and I mean, we got so many guys doing it, but in his case, especially just impacting winning. He knows what his role is on this team. It's to be a tone setter with his physicality, his screen setting, obviously being an anchor on the defensive end with his rebounding. I think his pick and roll defense has substantially gotten better just since, training camp, learning a new system, new teammates, new schemes, and then obviously just playing to his strengths. We want all of our guys to play to their strengths, but I love what he's doing on the boards, but I even love what he's doing playmaking, put him in the high post, put him at the top of the key. He's not just a great screen setter, screen assists. He's also getting great passing assists. And he's developed great chemistry chemistry with his teammates.
Anything else in the room? All right, we'll go to Zoom. Sean Coleman. Sean?
Sorry about that, Coach. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, congratulations on the win. 3 steals tonight for both Melton and Kyle Anderson off the bench. 3 blocks, I believe, for Brandon Clark. Just the tone is always set there for an opportunistic night from the defense. But just how awesome is it for you to know that once the starters are out, that type of opportunistic nature does not let up at all. And it made a huge difference tonight, especially late in that first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, I thought our bench was huge tonight. I mean, obviously, I thought our starters set a great tone, but it just kind of took off when our bench came in, both in the first half and the second half. The defensive activity, like you mentioned, there was some great rotations out there, great on-ball defense that led to a couple of those steals. BC is just doing a great job with his activity from the weak side, blocking shots. When those guys can, create those types of plays, it usually leads to great fast breaks for us. And those guys are really, strong in the transition game, playing with each other in the ball movement. But the defensive activity I thought was phenomenal tonight from that group.
All right, thank you.
Great. Thanks, everybody.